G'day adventurers, Ben from Snowies today showing you Cedar Summit's Hamelin Sleeping Bag. If you're after a warm, cozy and technical synthetic filled bag, then this is going to probably tick all your boxes because it's loaded with all sorts of features as well. This has got a tapered shape, roomy foot box, suitable for people who are they don't want to use a down bag. They might need a synthetic bag if you're doing activities like, say, kayak paddling, where there's a chance that things might get wet. The fill inside this bag is a synthetic, so it's going to insulate really well even if it does get damp. Some people just prefer to stick with synthetics. They don't want to use animal products like the down. So this is a technical bag in that respect. It's got its Revive Loft insulation inside, all recycled materials that it's made with. It's got its free flow zip system, which enables you to fold the top of the bag down like this. Also, it gives you options to put your hands out the side while you're sleeping in it. You can do these clips up at the top and wear it and walk around the campsite in it. And it's still got a full zip that goes right down to the bottom here with a nice roomy foot box on there as well. Really good all-round technical bag, three-dimensional hoods. If you want a synthetic bag for lightweight adventures, check these out. They pack up slightly bulkier than a down bag. This is a regular in the -1 here and a long in the -9, but really good for where synthetic bags are sitting out nowadays, much more compact than they used to be. They come in men's and women's to suit users from 170 centimeters right up to 198 centimeters, and temperatures, limit of comfort is -1 to -9. We'll go into all those details and a run through of the bag in detail right after this, so stay tuned. Before we dive in, we've got loads more content like this on our channel, so make sure you like and subscribe below. Now let's jump into the product. Right, let's jump into the details of the bag here. So starting with the shell material, it's the same as the lining material. It's a 20 denier recycled bluesign-APPROVED polyester, all PFAS free, really safe and environmentally considered materials. The fill inside is what they call their Revive Loft synthetic fill, once again, recycled materials. And this is made with an offset sort of construction here to ensure there's no cold spots. So you've got a stitch along here to hold this synthetic in place. And then on the inside, you've got stitches as well. Now these are offset. So this stitch sits here, this one's here, the next one inside is further down, and they're offset. So the layers are kind of crossing like this inside the bag. So you don't get those cold spots where the insulation is pinched together. Now the shape of the bag is a tapered shape, so it is designed to have room for the shoulders and then tapered down at the foot. So they're trying to get as much warmth or much technical performance out of the bag without going over the top with weight. It does have a three-dimensional foot box here. I'll crawl in this shortly to show you how I fit, but this three-dimensional foot box allows you to not have all the length in the bag, but still have room for your feet. And the zipper is a single zipper that undoes at this end here. So this is important if you want to be able to walk around the campsite in it. You can unzip this, stick your feet out the bottom, and at the other end I'll show you how the zip function works so that you can just clip it over your shoulders. But that zipper is a single zipper that runs right up the side here and goes right to the top. And you've actually got a second zipper here as well, which is part of their free flow zip system. So this zips down here, this zips down here. When I sit in this shortly, you'll see that it allows you just to sit up in the bag with this sitting forward and that sitting down at the back there. Also allows you just to have this up over your shoulders and stick your arms out the side here. We'll show you more on that shortly as well. And as I mentioned, you can use these little clips at the top here to hang it over your shoulders so you can walk around the campsite with it over if you like, just to keep you warm so you can get from the campfire to your tent. With a synthetic bag, it doesn't pack down quite like a down bag would, but they've come such a long way nowadays with the lightweight materials. So I've got two different sizes here as a bit of an example. This is the -1 degree bag. We'll talk about temperatures shortly. The -1, which is the cooler bag in the regular length, round about sort of 45 centimeters by maybe 20 to 25 by 15 odd to 20 centimeters this way. It depends on how you pack it up. This isn't compressed here, so that will pack down probably about another 20 to 30% on top of that. And then this is the -9, the warmer version in the long bag here. So you can see the size of that one there, a little bit longer, probably more like 50 to 55 in length. 20 to 30, it's probably 25 to 30 centimeters this way, maybe 25, and then about 20 centimeters this way. But once again, you can pack that down much smaller. Now, I just want to talk about temperatures. As I mentioned, they come in two different sizes, so the women's and the men's. There's always a different consideration on how women sleep and how men sleep. Women generally sleep colder, but not always the case. It's not a black and white rule. So each of the women's and the regular come in a a -1 and a -9 are the temperatures they use to classify the bags. Now that is the lower limit, or the limit of comfort. That's generally where a standard man would sleep comfortably. So if you look at these, this is all on our website. It's an EN tested bag. So we've got the comfort here. That's generally where a woman would sleep comfortably in this regular bag here. And then the lower limit is a -9, and that's where a standard man would generally sleep comfortably. However, if you're, we call it a standard man, and you sleep cold, you probably want to look at the warmer of those two temperatures to make sure you're comfortable. So it's not black and white rule, it's just a guide, and you can always add things to the bag to warm it up. And with the free flow zip system on here, if you get a warmer bag, you can open zips up to actually cool it down as well. So you've got a lot of versatility with these bags here. Another cool little feature of these bags, small consideration, but quite handy, is the shape of the bag. So it's not round, it's an oblong shape, which means it fits neatly in the bottom of your pack, less wasted space. Also doesn't roll around so much when you pack it away on your garage or on your shelf at home. Now I'm going to crawl in the bag and show you how I fit. Now this is a regular length bag. This one here, all marked on the bags on the inside here are the sizes, all the fill weights and everything are all in here. So you can see this is a regular bag length. So suitable for users up to 185. This is a regular standard, not the regular women's. Before I get in, we'll talk about the hood. Nice big 3-dimensional hood here and big draft tube. So big chunky draft tube around the neck here and draft tube around the top here, so that when you've got this done up, you've got drawstrings here for across the front, another drawstring here for across the top of the hood to pull that in around your head and trap all that warm air inside. I'm going to fold this all the way down to start with, show you that it makes it really easy to get into the bag so you're not crawling in through this small area at the top. You can jump inside here, and what I'm going to do first is just show you the foot section. If I push my feet right to the end, which is probably where my feet are going to be given that I'm at the limit of the height of this bag, if I push my feet right to the end and leave them upright, so my toes are sticking up, still got some insulation above the toes there. So this 3-dimensional foot box gives me that versatility to have my feet upright. I don't need them pointing down to kind of stay warm. So some bags have got, they just pinch down to one zipper point and you don't have that 3D space for your feet. So I've got a good amount of space for my feet there. I'll push that right down to the bottom. You can see this free flow zipper system is really good here. If I'm lying down, I want to get up and have breakfast in the morning, I can just unzip this, throw it forward, my feet stay warm. This isn't sort of pulled up behind me here, just lays back behind, and I can cook dinner or whatever I'm doing while I'm still inside the bag quite comfortably. If I lay down now and zip this up, so we'll do this side now. The zippers have got nice big zipper plows on them, and I'll show you on this side here as I do this one up. See, this is anti-snag zipper plow and slightly stiffened material inside here, which means the zip does up really easily. If you've got it folded back, it doesn't work, but if you pull the zipper so they're roughly parallel, it does up really easily. And you've got a zipper port on the inside too, which makes it easy to do up from the inside. So I'm already feeling quite warm here. Now I'll put my head inside the hood, heaps of space. Now, I do feel like I'm at the limit of the length of this bag, which is exactly what they said. So if you do want a bit of wriggle room, go for the long. If you're trying to save some space and weight, go the regular, because at 185, I do fit in this pretty comfortably. But if you're taller than that, then I'd certainly recommend a taller bag. Now you can see my head is quite sort of compacted in here. You can feel warm air building up in here already, but I can further tighten this up around the top of my head by pulling these, and I can really trap the warm air inside. This big chunky draft tube at the front here is really doing its job really well. Now if I want, I'll just do this, undo this so you can see my face again. I can actually, from the inside, sorry I can't from the inside here, I need to do it from the top, undo this and do these little studs up here. I can stick my arms out the side. I can do that on both sides. Same stud on this side here. And I can stick my arms out the side and get around like this. Furthermore, I can then undo the zip at the bottom here, walk to the toilet if I like, keep my sleeping bag on while it's keeping my torso warm, and come back to the tent without getting cold. Zip it back up again and roll in back on the mat and go back to sleep. So quite a versatile zip system here. Now furthermore, these attachment points here, you'll notice it's got quilt lock written on here. It means it's compatible with Cedar Summit's quilt systems, which means you can actually clip a quilt over the top of this sleeping bag to increase the warmth. So if you get a lighter weight bag and you kind of want to create a versatile sleep system, you might be able to get the cooler version of this for your summer or warmer weather adventures. Get a quilt for your really warm weather adventures, and then for your winter adventures, you could attach them together to create a sleep system that kind of gives you that versatility, so you're not stuck with one really warm or one really cold bag. So really versatile sleeping bag with a synthetic fill. These synthetic fills have come such a long way. This feels really nice. These materials here feel really nice and comfortable. I don't feel like I'm sleeping in a plastic bag. Versatility with all these zippers. Quite affordable bag, particularly when you're comparing it to a down alternative. The only downside is you're going to have a slightly bulkier, slightly heavier bag for the warmth you get out of synthetic, but a really good option for those who are using it in environments where there's a bit of moisture around. That is Cedar Summit's Hamelin sleeping bags. Come in men's and women's, 2 different sizes in each, 2 different temperature ranges. You can see all the details online at snowies.com.au.